On the rolling plains of northern Colorado, a warehouse conceals a towering scientific achievement. A species resurrected from the dead. 27 years ago, the black-footed ferret, the only ferret native to North America, was considered extinct.
It wasn't until a ranch dog named Shep actually found the last known wild population of black-footed ferrets. He brought a dead black-footed ferret to his owner's door. It turned the conservation world upside down.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service sent out a search party and found a small population of ferrets. With 18 of these hardy survivors, a captive breeding program was launched with the aim of returning a new generation to the American plains. Paul Marineri directs the Black-Footed Ferret Conservation Center on the Colorado-Wyoming border. Every ferret at the center can trace its lineage to those original 18 animals. With such a small founder population, the team has to carefully orchestrate each pairing, matching up mates based on genetic makeup.
And what we do is bring the male to the female's cage, just like it would be in the wild. Get her to come up and show her face. That way she's not totally surprised. It's kind of like fast-track dating. Right now they're on the first date. Hopefully in about 10 minutes they'll be on the second date, and maybe in about 15 minutes they'll be third base, and then grand slam.
The center produces up to 400 kits a year.
So we'll peek in here on Clover, her litter of 5, and determine what sex those kits are. That's a little boy. Here's a little girl.
After a few months, the kits are placed in an outdoor boot camp where they learn the skills they'll need to survive on the open plains.
It's kind of like a Head Start program where they spend about 2 months in the pens getting fed live prairie dogs and experiencing a natural burrow system. We find that the animals that go through preconditioning have a much greater survivorship than those just released without any prior Head Start program.
Since 1991, over 2,400 ferrets have been released at 18 different sites throughout the U.S. and Mexico. Today, about 1,000 animals survive in the wild, where just 2 decades ago, there were none. But Paul warns that the ferrets now face problems with disease and the conversion of the prairies to farmland. And it's too soon to consider the black-footed ferret safe.
It is considered a successful program, but it can all be taken away, in the blink of an eye. Truly successful would mean shutting down the captive breeding facilities and having the species back in the wild through self-sustaining populations. But we are by no means out of the woods yet.
The black-footed ferret's precarious return depends not only on captive breeding, but on all of the organisms that make up its prairie ecosystem. It's a microcosm of the planet, where every animal is another link in the chain of life.
We know that the death of any species is highly likely to influence other species around it. But then there's the matter of what does it mean when you pull a species out, you extinguish it, you just eliminate it within the ecosystem? Well, we don't know in most cases. It could be catastrophic there.